All right. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining. My name is Adrian Carmona, and I'm very glad to be hosting yet another edition of the Varsity Live Postgame Show. It may be 12:30 a.m. for me over here in Florida, but it is never too late to be talking about football, especially when we're talking about playoff football. That's right. We're in the first week of playoffs. A lot of matchups have already happened. And we have some great games to be recapping for you guys today. So honestly, let's just get right into it. We're going to start off tonight with Greg, who's going to be giving us the post-game report on the Brophy on the Brophy game. So we're going to bring Greg on right now. Greg, how's it going?
What's going on, Adrian? How you doing?
Doing great.
Yeah, so just had an opportunity to run the play-by-play for the Brophy game and cover it. Really nice bounce-back game for the Broncos. Dropped a tough one in South Point last weekend to just barely miss the playoffs. So they came in as the 1 seed, or just barely missed the open playoffs, I should say. So they ended up coming in today as the 1 seed in the 6A. That meant that they were matched up with the 16 seed, and it played like a 1 seed versus 16 seed game. Brophy immediately got out to a good lead. Really great game by the running back number 6, Harrison Chambers. He looked fantastic, had a rushing touchdown and a receiving touchdown in the first half. The defense locked down. It was 37-0 going into halftime. Had a safety as well by a Kansas State commit, Dominic Mitchell. And then in the second half, Notre Dame commit, Creed Thomas, who's he hasn't had a touchdown, believe it or not, even though he's committed to Notre Dame. And in the second half, he had 2 interceptions, first of the season. So that really put the game away for the Broncos, and they stormed a 54-0 victory. And they will take on Perry next week because they had a tough win against Chandler tonight. So that'll be interesting.
Yep, you're right. Very interesting to see what Brophy does from this point on after this win. Thank you, Greg, for joining us tonight. Hope you have a good night.
Have a good night. See ya.
All right, so we're now going to have our first post-game interview with Brophy's player of the game, Creed Thomas, which will be presented by Layla Rudderman, which we will be playing right now for you guys.
Layla Ruderman reporting postgame here at Central High School, where Brophy has just defeated Boulder Creek in the first round of the 6A playoffs, and I'm here with Creed Thomas. Creed, you had a great game tonight, 2 interceptions. Talk me through what was going through your head when you had those.
You know, I'm just super excited. I knew I needed to make a play. We practiced well all week, so I knew it was only a matter of time, and I'm just excited we go out here and get this win.
You guys all season long have been talking about unfinished business. Got some excitement going on for you over here. But unfinished business, that's been your term all season long. What does this win mean to you now that you're one step closer to that?
You know, last year getting upset in the semifinals, I remember walking off the field, and immediately me and Anderson Cobb, we knew that we needed to do something. Anderson came up with unfinished business in the offseason, and we've ran with it ever since. So I'm just super excited.
Well, I'll go let you enjoy your win with your teammates. Congratulations. We look forward to seeing what you do next week.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Layla, for that post-game interview. We are now actually going to switch from football really quickly to volleyball because we had the 2A semifinals this weekend. We're going to take it over to Riley Garcia to give us the recap on those playoff games. Riley, how's it going?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing awesome.
So I actually got to see 2 volleyball games tonight since it was the semifinals over in Mesa. The first game we had Phoenix Country Day versus Arizona Lutheran, where Phoenix Country was able to win 3 sets to 1. And then in the second matchup, we actually had Trivium Prep versus Scottsdale Christian, where it was Scottsdale Christian coming away with the win. Also 3 sets to 1 in that one.
Yep, absolutely. Some great games going on over there. Thank you so much, Riley, for joining us. I hope you have a great rest of your night.
Thank you. You too.
All right, so that was Riley with the recaps on the Volleyball District 2A semifinals game. So the next game we are going to talk about is the Campo Verde game. So we're going to bring on Mason to give us the recap of that game. Mason, how's it going?
Good, Adrian. How are you?
Doing great.
Awesome. So yeah, to sum up this game in one word before I go into detail, insanity. By far the most insane high school football playoff game I've personally covered this year. I think it's a debate for the most insane game of the year. So uh, I'll just jump right into it. So McClintock, Campo Verde, 8 and 9 seed. We all knew this was going to be a good matchup coming in. McClintock came out with a booming 14-0 lead. Campo then went on to score 21 unanswered points. And then from there, Adrian, it was a back and forth shootout. I mean, you literally can't make it up. Got right down to the fourth quarter. So McClintock was down 2. They get the ball back. One play touchdown, 91 yards to the house, touchdown. Grab the lead 39-35. All right. Campo Verde gets the ball back with 4 minutes left. There's a bunch of penalties, madness going on. 3rd and 19. They complete a 45-yard pass to get a first down. 2 plays later, Bobby Blackburn, who was our player of the game, scampered in for about a 15-yard touchdown, put the lead to 42-39. And then McClintock, one last drive to keep their season alive, Adrian. They march all the way down the field. They were down, I think, about the 10-yard line. There was 14 seconds left, no timeouts, or no, 10 seconds left, no timeouts. Jackson Knutson from McClintock took off running to the end zone. And when I say you can't make this up, he was 1 yard short of a touchdown, and time expired. The Campo Verde students rushed the field. It was madness. Like, I have never seen that before. Literally 1 yard short, and because they didn't have timeouts, they couldn't take a timeout and kick a field goal and go to overtime. So the clock literally ran out as he was making. It was probably half a yard. It was insane.
Man, that gives me flashbacks to my back in high school where my high school lost in similar fashion to that. Thanks for giving me those flashbacks. But
Oh, I'm sorry.
man,
I wasn't trying
that's
to.
wow. That's pretty insane. You described it pretty well. Insanity, man.
Yeah, I think I lost my voice a little bit. I was screaming. By far the most fun game I've ever been to in high school. It was high school football. It was so much fun.
Yeah, sounds like it. Well, thank you so much, Mason, for joining us. Hope you have a great rest of your night.
You too, Adrian.
All right. And speaking of that player of the game, Bobby Blackburn, we're actually going to get a chance to get that post game interview from him, from our very own DeWitt. So we are going to pull that up now.
I'm Dawi Geber-Mariam here reporting for Varsity News. After a crazy first round of the playoffs between Campo Verde and McClintock High School, I'm here with Bobby Blackburn, the star running back. Now, Bobby, take me through the last drive that you guys had on offense. You obviously scored the go-ahead touchdown. What was going through your mind as you ran into that end zone?
You know, we got backed up at the beginning of the drive and the middle of the drive, but it's all about keeping calm, staying composed, and knowing that we do this.
Now, talk to me. What's going through your head? Now you're on the sidelines. They're driving down, and they end up getting down at the 1 yard line. You know, talk to me about that. The inches of margin to victory. How are you feeling now?
I don't even know. I'm shocked. I'm in disbelief. I was more emotional last week. I don't even know what's going on right now, but I'm excited for sure.
Well, I know you want to stay in the moment, but talk to me next week. How are you guys going to, regroup after this emotional win and, head on to the next round and do your thing again?
You know, throughout this year, every single week, it's just been after a game, that's over, it's about next week. Coming to practice, giving everything we got, knowing that we do this.
Yes, sir. Well, congratulations, and go enjoy this one.
Thank you.
Yes, sir, bro.
Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you for that. And we're also going to be joined by the Campo Verde head coach, Coach Freeman, when we get that. That post-game video up right now.
I'm Dawi Geber-Mariam here reporting for Varsity Sports, here with Coach Freeman after an emotional win for you guys. Talk to me about it. What were your thoughts going through that last play of the game?
Just trusting the boys. I had people saying, oh, do we call a timeout? Do we do this? Do we do that? And I said, no, trust the boys. They've done everything we've asked them. We've got to put our faith in them, and let's play it out. We've leaned on these seniors. We've leaned on these kids so much. I wanted to put it in their hands.
Now talk to me, you guys battled all game. You guys had a lot of grit, started off 14-0 deficit, made it all the way back and ended up winning the game. Talk to me about the character of this team and what this game showed you.
This is just a group of kids that refuse to give up. I mean, we've had our ups and downs this year, and we've had a lot of challenges, and they just kept coming back. We've had quite a few close games, too many, and that prepared them for the opportunity. They were able to stay calm. They were able to make plays when they needed to. It's just a testament to them.
Now, I know you want to stay in the moment, but obviously this is just the first round of the playoffs. How do you prepare this team to, overcome this emotional win and reset their minds and head on to next week?
That's a great question, considering we kind of did the same thing last year, really emotional win in the first round, and we did not come out well in that second round. It's just us as a coaching staff. We've got to reinforce that we haven't really accomplished anything yet. If we have big goals, we got to practice like we have big goals, not be satisfied with one step.
Well, Coach, congratulations on the win, and you guys stay alive for one more week, so enjoy this one.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you to DeWitt for those great post-game interviews. Next game we have up is Mountain View versus Chavez. We're going to be joined by Quentin Presley now to give us the post-game report on that. Quentin, how's it going?
Hey, Adrian, it's going well. How about you?
Doing great.
So we are in Mesa, Arizona, post-game Taco Bell, the Varsity Sports Show. Everybody here was at that game for the 6A state playoffs, and it was a very electric one if you're a Mountain View Toro fan. They absolutely dominated. The score was 51-7, and it was all Toros every single quarter. The running clock was going in the third. And Brady Goodman, Reese Bodley, mostly them, but on defense, Tom Powell had 2 sacks and all-around great performance from the Toros.
Yep, absolutely. And we're actually going to be joined by Reese Bodley in that post-game interview soon. Thank you so much, Quentin, for your post-game interview. Hope you have a good night.
Have a good night, Adrian. Take care.
All right. Speaking of Reese Bodley, we're actually going to have Julia Coyne with her player of the game interview with him coming right up now.
I'm Julia Coyne with our player of the game, Reese Bodley. Reese, you had 3 touchdowns in the first round of playoffs. How are you feeling right now?
I feel good. Just good to get a playoff win.
Tell me about that performance tonight. What was going through your head?
Well, I did make a mistake early, and I'm happy the defense saved me, and we were able to rebound and score and get on the board first.
Tell me what's so special about this offense.
Well, we have a couple of key components. Our receivers are really good. Our quarterback Brady Goodman, he's really good, and that big offensive line. I'm just lucky to run behind them.
Looking forward to next week. What is your main focus?
Just get a win. Come in here, get a win. They got to play us here, so just come in here and win.
Thank you so much. Congrats on your win.
Thank you.
With the Varsity Sports Show, I'm Julia Coyne.
All right, and we are going to now have Julia Coyne's post-game interview with Coach Liddon of Mountain View coming right up now.
I'm Julia Coyne with the Varsity Sports Show here with the head coach of the Mountain View Toros, Coach Andy Litton. Coach, you just defeated Cesar Chavez 52-7 in the first round of playoffs. How are you feeling right now?
Excited. We took care of business. Again, beat a team twice, which is tough to do, and our kids came out and competed. So really proud of our guys.
In our pregame interview, you said you wanted to see more of your run game, and you sure did tonight. How proud of you are of that improvement?
I think that we've done a really good job. Our offensive line, Reese Bodley, who's our tailback, did a great job. And I think that we took advantage of what they gave us. So we're never going to force things. They wanted to take away our passing game and play us in tough man coverage and play a weak box, and we took advantage of it.
What's your main focus going into next week's second round of playoffs?
We want to clean up mistakes. Whoever we get, they got to come here. So we just want to make sure that we get the best version of us like we do every week.
Thank you so much, Coach. Congrats on that win.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
With the Varsity Sports Show, I'm Julia Coyne.
Awesome.
All right, thank you, Julia, for those post-game reports. The next game we are going to cover is Queen Creek versus O'Connor. We're going to be joined right now by Kavish for that post-game report. Kavish, how's it going?
Hey, Adrian, how's it going?
Doing great.
Yeah, so it was a good game. Queen Creek got the dub. By the end of the game, I think they won by 2 or 3 touchdowns, so they were able to pull away at the end. But I actually liked what I saw from them. Towards the beginning of the game, O'Connor actually got out ahead. They had leads of 7-0 and 14-7, and then just before the first half ended, Queen Creek actually got their first lead of the game. So they started off a little bit slow, but they absolutely dominated in the second half. There were points in time where they probably should have just been running the ball to run off clock and just slow things down, but they were actually just turning up the momentum, and they kept attacking them, and it worked out well. Yeah, it was just overall a really good game, and their quarterback Tate Reynolds had a phenomenal game.
Yeah, Tate Reynolds played absolutely fantastic, really led them to that win there. We're going to be joined with that post-game interview from Marco's side after this. Kavish, thank you so much for your post-game report. Hope you have a great rest of your night.
All right, thanks, Adrian. Appreciate it.
All right, so that was Kavish with the Queen Creek versus O'Connor game as Queen Creek gets that win. We are going to be joined now by Marcos for his post-game report. First, with the player of the game, Tate Reynolds, the quarterback.
Marco Sagai with the Varsity Sports Show. I'm here with quarterback for the Queen Creek Bulldogs, Tate Reynolds. Tate, what led to success for your team tonight?
We came out slow for sure. I think we always have our success through our Heavenly Father and our Savior Jesus Christ. And we came out slow, and we actually went out there, we ran sprints. So we came back out here, and we turned it on, man, and we got going for sure.
Yeah, what do you think led to that strong third quarter of 21 points?
We just came out soft, like I said. We just kind of, our preparation this week wasn't as good, but, we found a way to win, and our team really turned it on.
How would you rate your individual performance with 3 rushing touchdowns?
It's never individual. My linemen, they're dogs. My receivers, awesome. All my guys, the defense, they do a great job, and I'm really thankful for them.
What's it going to take to, next week have Pinnacle come in here? What's it going to take to kind of address that mindset you were talking about earlier to have a good performance next week?
It's just about us, how we play, So they're a great team. I'm excited to play them, and I'm thankful to play them, and we're just going to prepare and get ready for the game.
All right, appreciate your time. Marco Sagai reporting for the Varsity Sports Show.
All right, and here comes Marcos's post-game interview with Coach Sherman of Queen Creek.
Marco Sagai with the Varsity Sports Show. I'm here with Coach Sherman of Queen Creek. Coach, you guys have the win tonight. What led to the success?
I think just all of our guys contributing. There was multiple people tonight took turns and doing their job and just playing and then just settling down and playing Queen Creek football. In the first half we didn't play quite as good as we're capable of, but that's a good football team over there that had a really good scheme for us tonight. So.
What led to that turnaround in the second half? In the third quarter, you guys had 21 points. What do you think led to that?
I think it's just kids settled down and played, right? We knew we could do those things. We knew we could play. Oh man, sorry.
Continue.
Yeah. We knew we could play, so we're just proud of the way they competed and played.
And then you guys have Pinnacle coming in here next week. What's it going to take to kind of come out a little bit stronger for that one?
Yeah, they're a great football team. Arguably, they took Liberty to the wire. So we have our hands full for sure. We are blessed that we get to play at home. We love playing at Queen Creek and on this field, and so. But we have a great challenge ahead of us, and we'll try to enjoy tonight and then get ready for those guys tomorrow.
Congrats on the win, Coach.
Thank you.
Marco Sagai reporting for the Varsity Sports Show.
All right, thank you, Marcos, for those great post-game interviews. As you guys can tell, I'm in a fantastic mood. Just so much playoff football that we are going over right now, making me very excited and happy. Another game coming up right now to recap. We're going to have Griffin joining us, giving us the recap of the Tustin game. Griffin, how's it going?
Good. How are you doing, Adrian?
I'm awesome.
So I had the privilege to call the Tucson High versus Cienega playoff 5A state matchup. Tucson High is a 2 seed. Cienega is a 15 seed, and Tucson High ended up getting the W tonight. It was a very defensive heavy game and not too many completed passes actually, and a few turnovers and a lot of just 3-and-out situations. One of those really just like rough, nasty games. A lot of penalties also, which hurt both teams and really killed the momentum on drives. Tucson High scored in the second quarter right before halftime, and then later in the third, Cienega was able to tie it up. It was 7-7, and then into the fourth quarter with 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter, Kevin Burns, who was our player of the game, he scored 2 touchdowns, both of the Tucson High touchdowns. He scored in with 3 minutes left, and that ended up being the game-winning touchdown. And then Cienega, they had less than 3 minutes to score a touchdown to tie it, and it was 7-7. They were able to drive the ball all the way down to the 20, and unfortunately, it was a 3-and-out with 30 seconds left, and Tucson High took a knee, and they were able to win. But yeah, Kevin Burns had a great performance for Tucson High, and yeah, you're going to hear from him shortly in the post-game interview. But yeah, that was pretty much it. Good game, but it was rough.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you said it yourself, but we're going to be hearing from him soon, that player of the game, Kevin, what night it was for him. And we will see Tucson next week. But thank you, Griffin, for joining us once again. Hope you have a good night.
Thank you. You too.
All right. And we are going to be joined by Kevin now from Kiana's post-game interviews as well as their head coach. So we will get those up right now.
Hi, my name is Kiana Watchman from the University of Arizona, reporting for the Varsity Sports Show, and I am here with Kevin Bruns, our player of the game for the 5A state championship playoffs, and he is here playing for Tucson. Kevin, how are you feeling after this win?
I mean, I feel a little banged up, but we got the win overall, that's all that matters.
And you were the lead and only scorer of the game tonight for your team. Who led you to that success tonight?
Honestly, the coach told me before the game he's going to put this game on my shoulders, and I had no doubt in myself, and my teammates had full confidence in me. So all I had to do is do my job, put my head behind, the big boys, and just get in the end zone. That's it.
And we saw that leadership on the field the whole game. What would you say, how has the coaching staff helped you throughout your guys' success this season?
Main thing is just discipline and really pushing us to be the best we can.
Kid, I'm going to just tell this guy we won because what I tell you before we went here, we're going to win or lose on your back. Yes, I'm not going to let you go down as a senior.
He was just saying that. He was just saying that. He's quoting you. He's a great guy.
How do you know?
Well,
you saw him. The heart. We had the heart tonight, baby. It ain't going to stop.
And well, we talked about that with your coach, that you guys do have that heart and you guys do have that discipline. Do you feel like your coaches have instilled that in you?
Oh, of course. The culture changed completely when Zach came, and all the coaching staff, really changed the whole program around, and I wouldn't want it with any other team.
Well, congratulations and good luck on the rest of the tournament.
Of course. Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And we're going to have Kiana's post-game interview with Coach right now.
All right, hi, my name is Kiana Watchman, and I am here with Tucson's head coach after they just won the playoffs. How are you feeling after your win today? Are you excited?
Yeah, man, of course. Super excited, but, it's what's expected, right? We're expecting to win these playoff games. So now it's, be a little excited for today, for the rest of the night, and then in the morning, we got a tough opponent in Desert Edge. We got to start getting prepared and seeing what they do offensively and defensively, and we got to put a good game plan against them to stop them, but they have to come here.
And definitely wasn't an easy game. I think you gave about everyone a heart attack up there, but you really showed the determination that these guys have. And just talking to Kevin, he also said that was another big thing about your team was the determination. Do you think that you saw that tonight on the field?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Kevin's a tremendous player. When we needed a big play, when we needed a big stop, when we needed a big run, we knew we could lean on Kevin, right? I think he's a tremendous kid, tremendous athlete, and any college that's looking, right, that's playoff football, and you should take a big, deep look at Kevin Bruns out of Tucson High. The kid's a stud, and he's only 17-year-old senior. I'd look at him now.
And he was great to talk to too. He has really great people skills, and we saw that as well. So you're building a lot of great people and a lot of great athletes. And so congrats on that win today.
Yeah, no, thank you. I appreciate you guys, and this one's for Badger Nation. It's been a long time. The drought is over, and we're here.
Yeah. Go Badgers!
Go Badgers!
Go Badgers! Yay! Have a good one. Thanks.
Yep, you can just see right there. Culture is shifting over there in Tucson. What a win for them. Big game next round against Desert Edge, as they said there. So next game we have is Thunderbird versus Bradshaw Mountain. We're going to be joined now by Nick Furman to give us a post-game report on that. Nick, how's it going?
Hey, Adrian, how are you?
Doing great.
All right, so the games between Thunderbird and Bradshaw Mountain, Bradshaw got the ball first, went down and scored, and then Thunderbird came right back and answered. Elijah Little, the running back for the Titans, Thunderbird, had an insane game. I believe he had 5 rushing touchdowns. They could not – Bradshaw Mountain could not stop him. On the other hand, Thunderbird made a lot of mistakes, and they were clearly the better team, and I do feel like they left a lot of points up on the field, and they did not put on the scoreboard. And, I think they need to, they need to fix that because, when you get deeper and deeper in the playoffs, the better teams you play, if you keep making those mistakes, you're not gonna win football games. And so, they still won 49-20, but I do think they need to clean some things up. And Elijah Little just had an amazing game today.
Yep, and that he did. We're actually going to hear from him later for that post-game interview. But I think you're right when you say I always say that you'd rather make mistakes early on than, later. And I think that's very true with what we saw tonight. But at the end of the day, a win's a win, especially come playoff time, single elimination. So obviously some things to clean up, as you said. But at the end of the day, you just got to take it in and move on to next week.
Right.
But yeah, well, thank you so much, Nick, for your post-game report. Hope you have a good night.
You too. Thank you.
All right, we're actually going to hear now from Alex Medina, who's going to be interviewing Coach Nolette from Thunderbird, as well as Elijah Little, the player of the game, who was just mentioned now by Nick.
Alexandra Medina with the Varsity Sports Show here at Thunderbird High School, and I am joined by today's player of the game, Elijah Little. Elijah, you put on a stellar performance, 5 touchdowns tonight. What was going through your mind while you were running into the end zone?
Well, first, I couldn't do it without my line. My line did incredible. They opened massive holes for me to get through. And, my performance, I feel like was great. But, again, thanks to my line. But, yeah, it was just a great time coming out here playing playoff football and just showing them what I got.
Now, after the game, you gathered around as a team, and you were in the middle of the circle leading the cheering. What does this team mean to you, and how has your team bond grown throughout the season?
Throughout the season, it grown a lot, because no one knew that, we could get this far, Our motto is, go and get to that 14 game, and, there's a lot of people that don't believe in us. And, we had to go through trial tribulations with the line, with players transferring. So the connection and camaraderie gained a lot on our team. And, we have a strong brotherhood over here. That's why we win in the way we win it.
Okay, you heard it from today's player of the game. That's Elijah Little here at Thunderbird High School in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm Alexandra Medina with the Varsity Sports Show reporting. Alexandra Medina with the Varsity Sports Show here at Thunderbird High School in Phoenix, Arizona, joined with the Thunderbird coach, Coach Nolette. Coach, your team won. It was a big win against Bradshaw Mountain. How are you feeling going out of tonight?
I feel good. It was far from perfect, but we got the job done. We get to move on and play another game next week, so I'm happy with that.
Now, your running back, Elijah Little, put on a performance tonight with 5 touchdowns. What do you have to say about that and about his performance tonight?
I mean, you've seen him. He's really something. I think he's someone you have to see in person to truly appreciate how hard he runs, Yeah, I mean, he doesn't just make people miss. He runs through tackles. It's just been fun these past few years getting to coach them.
Now, heading into the next few games of the playoffs, what will be the message to your team?
We're just going to keep climbing 1 week at a time. Our playoff motto, we got our playoff hoodies we gave them yesterday, is one team, one mission. All right, our mission is to win every week. So we're going to take it one at a time. Mission accomplished for week 1 in the playoffs. Now we know we're going to have a tough one week 2, whoever we face.
Okay, you heard it from Coach Nolet. One team, one mission for the Thunderbird Titans. I'm Alexandra Medina with the Varsity Sports Show reporting.
All right, thank you very much, Alex, for that post-game report. We're going to take it over to Roman Martinez now, who has the post-game report on Perry versus Chandler. Roman, how's it going?
Hey, Adrian, how's it going?
Doing great.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we had Chandler versus Perry, like you'd mentioned. Actually, really good game. I know Mason shared his input on that other high school football game, but this one was really up there by itself as well. Chandler, obviously on the road in Gilbert, visiting the Perry Pumas, and they went up 10-0 to start the game. Perry would eventually claw back to score 17 straight points, just heading into the halftime break to take that 17-10 lead. So only up 1 possession in that touchdown. And after the break, Perry made a field goal to go up 20-10. And all of a sudden, you see Chandler putting together a good drive. They make it 20-17. And a forced fumble on Perry's quarterback led Chandler to recover it and drive the ball down and make it 24-20 late in that third quarter. Perry would eventually claw back. 6 minutes to go in that fourth quarter, score a touchdown, 27-24. And I mean, after that, it was just real nail-biting stuff toward the end of that fourth quarter. Chandler had an opportunity to drive down the field. I think they converted a 4th and 19 or something crazy like that with 3 minutes left, but unfortunately they couldn't get it done as they had another 4th down that they couldn't convert, and Perry sealed the win with a kneel after that.
Yep, absolutely. A real nail-biter, as you just said right there. Well, thank you so much, Roman. Hope you have a great rest of your night.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.
All right, and apparently, from what I'm just seeing right now, Mike Tyson lost to Jake Paul. And so surprising that the 58-year-old boxer did not beat the guy in his prime. Awesome. But besides that, who wants to talk about boxing? We're going to take it over now to our last guest, unfortunately, of the night. I wish I could just talk football for the rest of the night. But unfortunately, we've hit 1 a.m. over here on the East Coast where I am in Florida, Gainesville, Florida, to be specific. But yeah, we're going to hit our last guest of the night, Nicholas Anderson, who is going to be covering the Bishop Gorman versus Liberty game. Nicholas, how's it going?
Hey, Adrian, how's it going?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, man. Covered tonight's game, Bishop Gorman Gales going up against Liberty High School. If you were to describe this game, it's a game of 2 halves. You go into the first quarter into the game of 0-0. No team could really get an advantage on one another. And, it was quite interesting to see that quarterback Micah Eugenio ended up throwing a pick in the first quarter. Very uncharacteristic from him. It was only his second of the season. You go into that second quarter, you got a little more action from both teams. You're able to see Bishop Gorman run a bunch of heavy set offense, which got them into the end zone. Champ Kapuani got 2 touchdowns alone in the second quarter. And then to end the second quarter, you saw a kicker for Liberty kick a 48-yard field goal, one of the longest field goals I've seen as a broadcaster since Caden Kittigen's 63-yard field goal when he played with Faith Lutheran back when he was in high school. But then you go into the second half, Gales up 14-3. Brent Browner really instilled that winning passion into the Gales that we had seen all season. And what do you know? They scored 21 unanswered points in the third quarter. And at that time, the running clock was going on. And what do you know? The Gales clinched the win 52-3, I believe. They move them on to the next round. And when you know this next round, they're going into the championship game against Arborview at Allegiant Stadium.
Yep, that's going to be a fantastic matchup. After they get the blowout win, shocking, but it's going to be very interesting to see what they do next week, for sure.
Absolutely, Adrian. It's going to be one heck of a game. You got 2 star-studded quarterbacks, both committed to colleges, and you got 2 really good head coaches. And it's going to be quite the game to watch. It's going to be very interesting.
Yep, it's going to be a chess match for sure. But, Nicholas, thank you so much for joining us. Can't wait to see your post-game interview right after you get off. But, yep, hope you have a great rest of your night.
Appreciate it, Adrian. Thank you.
All right, and that is exactly what we're going to do. We're going to have Jordan Rivera's post-game interview with head coach Brent Browner and Nicholas's interview with the player of the game, Kaina Watson, as we get those post-game interviews right now. Sorry about that.
Rivera here with the Varsity Sports Show. I have Coach Brent Browner from Gorman High School next to me. Coach, we had a playoff atmosphere tonight. Emotions running high. What does it mean to you and your team to get this win, advance to the state championship?
You know, playing against a team like Liberty, that's just a great game, right? Like every time we play them, it's always a great game. They've got great kids. They've got a great program. Rich does a great job with those guys. Our kids love to play against those guys. They all know each other because after the game, you can see it takes a little long to get done with the handshakes. Yeah. But, you know, to have this opportunity to play them here for some of these seniors last time is just amazing.
Yeah, I mean, what we saw on the field, it was a tale of two halves. That first half, ultra competitive. We saw both teams going at it, a lot of emotions, a lot of chippiness. And then that second half, mainly the third quarter, you guys ran away, scoring 21 unanswered points. What changed? Was there a conversation in the locker room, or what changed going into that second half?
You know, I think, again, that's a good team we just played. I think sometimes people don't realize that. Sometimes I think people don't give them as much credit as they deserve. And they played hard that first half. They made plays. You know, they stopped us a couple times, and, you know, you got to get hats off to those guys. I think we just came out in the second half hitting on all cylinders, and I think we just made a lot more plays in the second half.
I totally agree with you, Coach. Liberty has really made their name known over the last 10 years in the Nevada football program. But lastly, I mean, you're looking for 5 straight state championships. Yeah. I mean, no, Nick told me that, but I mean, what does that mean to you to be the coach of this program, of these players? What does that mean to you to looking forward to get 5 straight?
You know, it's humbling, you know, to have this many great guys. I'm looking at one of the captains walk towards me right now and just kind of see them from freshmen and how they've developed and how they've become, you know, great young men. And, you know, more than anything, you know, I tell everybody I don't remember any of the championships, the games won. I remember the games we lost. But then I also remember more like these guys, and when they're going to go to college, they come back. You know, Elijah Lofton was here, and you know, like having a guy like he, you know, like think about that. Yeah. He doesn't have to be here. We have Brevin come back from the, you know, on bye weeks and NFL teams. Those guys come out. So watching those guys be successful is the most important thing.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's great to see you guys put a fantastic product on the field, and it's a joy to watch. It's good football, man. And I mean, this is Jordan Rivera from Varsity Sports Show. Head coach Brent Browner. Thank you, Coach, for your time. Good luck on the state championship, man.
Get you a coach next time.
I know.
I'm Nicholas Sanderson reporting live from Bishop Gorman High School. I'm here with Bishop Gorman player of the game, Kyan Watson. What a game for you, young man. North of 130 yards and a touchdown. What did you do waking up today? And you come out here and you play such a great game like you did today.
First and foremost, I'd like to thank my Lord and Savior. And then it all starts with my lineman. The snap gets there, all my big boys up there. And then Michael Eugenio, number 14, he's my rock. I mean, we've been playing since like 3 years old. And then he just knows where I'm at, and he just finds me. But yeah, I just grateful for this opportunity, and I stepped in and I ball.
This game was close at one point, 14-3 at halftime. What was said in the locker room by coach, and what made you guys go out into the third quarter and just dominate like you guys did?
We went inside, we watched film, we seen what's there, what's not there, and then coming back out and taking what they give you, and just playing ball, just being a ball player. Yeah.
You guys secure your spot in the state championship game. Your opponent, Arborview, you guys have played them before. They're the only team that has been able to score a touchdown on you guys all year. What's going to be the message going into that game, and how are you guys going to go and conquer that win?
I mean, like our coach says, he says it's hard to beat a team twice, just like he showed today. But we're not going to take them lightly, and then just go in, play at Legion. It's another great opportunity, and just enforce our talents. And yeah, just everybody come out. We have a whole week. And then come Monday, Tuesday, just ready to ball.
Ian, fantastic game, young man. Pleasure to watch you. This is Nicholas Anderson reporting live at Bishop Gorman High School. Reporting.
Say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Kaina Watson, number 4, class of 2026.
Yes, sir.
Yep, and what a game it was for Kaina Watson for Bishop Gorman. Very interested to see what they do next round in the state championship. And if it didn't make this night already good enough, Florida Gators, my school, just defeated Florida State at Tallahassee in college basketball, 87-74. That just really put the cherry on top in my night tonight. I don't know about you guys, but I was very pumped for that. But with that, unfortunately, we're going to have to end it here. Please follow us on all of our social media pages, Facebook, YouTube, X, and Instagram. A lot of great post-game reviews we got from Brophy, Campo Verde, Mountain View, Queen Creek, Tucson, Thunderbird, and Perry, and Bishop Gorman. My name is Adrian Carmona from the Varsity Sports Show signing off. Hopefully, you guys have a great weekend.